Gentleman yields. Mr. Goldman is recognized for questioning.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Here we are again, La La Land and Homeland Security Committee conducting oversight of the president and his administration. Great, because there are many, many things that Congress should be conducting oversight over this administration. Donald Trump campaigned on finding convicted criminals who are unlawfully here in this country and deporting them. The worst of the worst, he said. Instead, he and his unidentified masked secret ICE agents are snatching and arresting immigrants from court proceedings, nonviolent, non-criminal immigrants pursuing legal pathways to immigrate to this country, and then illegally detaining them in horrific conditions, and even possibly deporting them despite the fact that they are here legally. You would think the committee with jurisdiction over the Department of Homeland Security would want to conduct oversight over the department's refusal to allow members of Congress to observe the conditions of DHS detention facilities. In fact, there is a specific statute that authorizes both Republicans and Democrats to conduct oversight over facilities that house or detain immigrants. But no, the department refuses. So we're here in the Homeland Security Committee, and I'm sure the Republican majority does not like it when this administration undermines its own authority, its own statutory authority, to conduct oversight. But no, instead of all of that, we are here talking yet again about Joe Biden. Newsflash, Joe Biden is not the president. He hasn't been the president for 7 months. So if we are going to conduct oversight here, why are we doing it about the Biden administration when this administration is literally detaining lawful permanent residents and even some U.S. citizens? And it gets worse. It's not just those masked ICE agents. There are many FBI agents who are being called away from their duties to investigate terrorism, violent gangs, child trafficking, and other crimes in order to help ICE arrest and detain immigrants with legal asylum claims, nonviolent. That makes our homeland less safe, not more safe. So we should hear from FBI Director Kash Patel about how many of his criminal investigators are being taken away from their criminal investigatory jobs, keeping Americans safe in order to help round up non-criminal immigrants trying to immigrate the right way. Some of these detainees are being held in Bureau of Prisons detention centers that are unfit for convicted criminals to stay in. We should hear from Pam Bondi about how much of the department's resources are being used to detain these nonviolent, non-criminal immigration detainees. And while they're here, we can ask them about a very pressing question. What's going on with the Epstein files? Donald Trump promised to release them. Pam Bondi said she had the files on her desk and that she was going to release them in the name of transparency. Kash Patel has spent years railing against the FBI to release the files. Many of my Republican colleagues were banging on the table to release the Epstein files. But now, all of a sudden, after a months-long review, Bondi and Patel say nothing to see here, no evidence that any American would want to see about accomplices, co-conspirators, or other people involved. Yesterday, the Republicans voted against releasing the files. So what's changed? Well, we all know Donald Trump has had a relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. He flew on his plane, he hung out at parties, spoke highly of him. And now there are many people saying that Donald Trump is included in the Epstein files. In fact, there are reporters who say that there are videos of him with topless women. Elon Musk even confirmed that Trump is blocking the release of these files because he's in them. Pam Bondi says there's nothing there, but Donald Trump even acknowledges that there is evidence there. It's just not credible. It's made up. This is a True Social post from 9:43 this morning. It is an admission that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, and the American people deserve to
Gentlemen, time
know
has
whether he is or
expired.
not.
Mr. Garbarino
Mr.
is
Chairman, I would,
recognized for 5
pursuant to
minutes for
Clause
questioning.
2K6 of Rule
Gentleman is
11,
not recognized. Your time has expired.
I have a motion.
Mr. Garbarino
Chairman.
is recognized for questioning.
Mr. Chairman, I have a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman has a motion.
Pursuant to Clause 2K6 of Rule 11, I move that the committee subpoena Pam Bondi, Attorney General of the United States, and Kash Patel, the Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Mr. Chairman, motion to table.
Gentleman has a motion.
Motion to table.
Motion to table is privileged and non-debatable. We shall ask all those in favor of the motion to table, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed?
No.
No.
In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it, and the motion to table is agreed to.
Could I have a recorded vote, please?
Recorded vote is requested. The clerk shall call the roll.
Mr. Green of Tennessee. Mr. McCall. Mr. Higgins.
Aye.
Mr. Higgins votes aye. Mr. Jimenez. Mr. Jimenez votes aye. Mr. Pfluger. Mr. Pfluger votes aye. Mr. Garbarino. Mr. Garbarino votes aye. Ms. Green. Mr. Gonzalez. Mr. Gonzalez votes aye. Mr. Luttrell. Mr. Strong. Mr. Strong votes aye. Mr. Burkeen.
Aye.
Mr. Burkeen votes aye. Mr. Crane. Mr. Crane votes aye. Mr. Ogles. Mr. Ogles votes aye. Mrs. Biggs. Mr. Evans.
Aye.
Mr. Evans votes aye. Mr. McKenzie. Mr. Knott.
Aye.
Mr. Knott votes aye. Ranking Member Thompson. Ranking Member Thompson votes no. Mr. Swalwell. Mr. Swalwell votes no. Mr. Correa. Mr. Tanadar. Mr. Tanadar votes no. Mr. Magaziner. Mr. Goldman.
No.
Mr. Goldman votes no. Mrs. Ramirez.
No.
Mrs. Ramirez votes no. Mr. Kennedy.
No.
Mr. Kennedy votes no. Mrs. McIver.
No.
Mrs. McIver votes no. Ms. Johnson.
No.
Ms. Johnson votes no. Mr. Hernandez. No. Mr. Hernandez votes no. Ms. Poe. Ms. Poe votes no. Mr. Carter. No. Mr. Carter votes no. Mr. Green of Texas. Mr. Green of Texas votes no.
Am I recorded?
Mr. Correa is not recorded.
Vote no.
Mr. Correa votes no. Chairman Guest is not recorded. Chairman Guest votes aye.
Is any other member not recorded?
Mrs. Biggs votes aye.
As a gentleman.
Mr. Chairman, what are we waiting for?
I'm sorry, sir.
What are we waiting for?
We're waiting for all members to complete voting, sir.
We have all members who've completed votes, Mr. Chairman.
Call the question.
I'm sorry, sir.
We'd like to call the question and have the vote tallied. All members who are present have voted.
Your, your request is heard and denied. We're waiting for members to return to the chamber to vote.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Mr. Ranking Member.
we went through this once, but that's not in the rule.
It's kind of you to have that opinion, Mr. Ranking Member, but I'm the chairman, and we're going to wait till members return for the vote. You guys are pushing a button on these procedural votes. It's not on the agenda. It was not discussed prior to this hearing, and we're going to give all members on both sides ample time to return to the chamber and cast their vote. It's the end of that debate.
Mr. Chairman, for the record,
Perhaps it's not.
the committee didn't even give notice of this hearing. So are you talking about engaging?
I'm quite certain that the committee is within the parameters of the rules of the House and the committee. Mr. Ranking Member, you've been on the committee longer than most of us have been
And that's why I'm trying to
an
explain the
adult.
rules to
So
you.
I'm pretty sure you know the rules. We're following the rules.
Which rule are you following, Mr. Chairman?
You're the attorney, sir. You can look up the rules. I can tell you that I have high confidence that this committee, the staff of this committee, is following every rule, and the parameters shall be continued. We will wait for members to return to the chambers. This happens all the time. This is not new. This happens in every committee. When procedural votes are called, members have excused themselves after their questioning to handle our business. They have to return to the chamber. We'll allow that for the Democrats. We'll allow it for the Republicans. That's
There are-
fair.
Mr. Chairman, we've never asked to wait on a vote.
Well,
We've
did
never
anyone tell you to ask, Mr. Ranking Member? Because
we have, it is not
that's
the
generally
rules of the
how you
committee.
roll.
It's not the rules of the committee.
Okay, well, you're welcome to have that opinion, but I state again that the committee is operating within the parameters of the rules of the House and the committee. I have the gavel.
Parliamentary inquiry, Mr. Chairman.
I have the gavel, and I have the right to keep the vote open until members have returned from across campus to cast an important vote.
Mr. Chairman.
This is not new. It's historically accurate and traditional in Congress.
That's not true, Mr. Chairman. It's never done in this committee, and other committees have specific rules that allow for the chairman to do this. This committee does not have that rule. We are simply asking if you are doing this pursuant to the rules of the House or the committee, that you simply point us to the rule that allows you to do this, because if you are now ruling as chairman without the authority of the rules, we have a whole different issue.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Point of order, the
This
gentleman.
committee existed
Mr.
before the
Garbarino.
gentleman from New York was a member of Congress. I was in the minority back here in 2021, and some of my colleagues did. And the ranking member, who was chairman at that time, repeatedly held votes open when they were not for members to return here to vote. Not because they
Gentleman
were
yield.
for one way or another, but for members to get back on procedural motions. I've experienced it when I was in the member minority. Members were allowed ample time to return from unscheduled votes in this committee. Thank you.
The gentleman yields, and the gentleman is correct.
Gentleman from New York,
Is
Since
the
you
ranking
ref-
member asking to be
Yeah.
recognized?
obviously, Mr. Cabaret, that's not true. When did that happen?
The ranking
did that
member is not
happen?
recognized. Does Ms. McIver wish to be recognized?
No, I'm still talking.
You haven't been recognized.
You recognized me.
Would you like? I did not.
You did.
You want me to recognize you now? You recognize now?
Ms.
Obviously, I was talking to you already, Mr. Garbarino, because I had been recognized.
Yeah.
But that's not true. That is factually not true, what you said.
That is, I recall, I don't recall the date, but I recall it happening. I recall votes being held open. So because whether there were other votes or other committees, there was procedural motions. There were also markups where votes were held open or sometimes
I
delayed.
reclaim my time. Look, all this is just delaying till somebody get here. And Mr. Chairman, the rules are the rules. And for you to try to make them up as you go, that's not how you do it.
Mr.
You
Chair,
gentlemen yield.
how am I recorded?
Mr. Magaziner has not been recorded.
I ask to be recorded as a no.
Mr. Magaziner votes no.
Mr. Chairman, while we wait, can I introduce a UC request?
Gentleman has a unanimous consent request. You recognize?
I would move to introduce a Truth Social post from Donald Trump from 9:43 a.m. Railing against.
Mr. Chairman, we're in the middle of a vote. I don't think you can entertain a UC request.
I'm advised, although I'm quite generous with recognizing my colleagues across the aisle here, it's contrary specifically to the rules for you to introduce unanimous consent. Will the gentleman let us close this vote out? We're happy to recognize.
Of course, I'm happy to
Thank you, sir.
reintroduce.
Mr. Chairman?
Trying to be polite.
Mr. Chairman? Given that there seem to be some attendance issues, at least on the Republican side, I move that the committee do now adjourn.
There's an open vote right now. You're welcome to make a motion to adjourn after we close this
Mr. Chairman,
vote.
point of order. A motion to adjourn is the highest privilege, so it would
I'm not doing an
supersede-
open vote.
It would supersede.
Motion
The
to
open
adjourn, if you continue with your motion and enter your motion after we've closed this vote, then the chair will entertain that.
But parliamentary
Right
inquiry,
now,
can I make a,
this vote is open, is going to remain open until
Chairman, can I ask a
members
question?
have been allowed to return.
Parliamentary inquiry, my understanding is that a motion to adjourn is the highest privilege and has to be acted on even if there is another open vote. Particularly a vote that's not being
Agreed.
properly
With-
closed.
With concurrence, which is reflective of my understanding, I respect Mr. Magazzino's position, and it is privileged, but cannot be entertained during an open vote. And this is an open vote. So if you would like, enter a motion to adjourn, good sir, we will certainly entertain that once we've closed this vote.
Mr. Chairman,
The madam is recognized.
request a tally.
Gentleman is recognized.
Request a tally of the vote as it stands at the moment.
Yeah, the chair will request a tally at conclusion of the vote, when we close the vote. We have.
Green from Texas, Mr. Chairman. May I be recognized?
Of course, my friend from Texas is recognized.
Thank you, my friend. Is it in order to make a motion to close the vote?
I don't believe that a motion to close the vote is in order or required. The chair is keeping the vote open until members from either side of the aisle return to the chamber for this unscheduled procedural vote.
And may I consider this a ruling of the chair?
You can't challenge the ruling of the chair on a motion that's not recognized during an open vote. So if you continue if you would like to submit a motion to adjourn, I would suggest you follow the rules there as well, but you'll have to wait until this vote is closed, good sir.
What I would like to do is, as we have done with other motions, is appeal the ruling of the chair.
You're welcome to appeal the ruling of the chair if it's within the parameters of the rule, but that appeal will not be entertained during an open vote.
Mr. Chairman, you have made a decision by keeping the
go.
vote open. That is, in effect, a ruling. And Mr. Green is appealing that decision you've made.
Yeah, we're not going to entertain a motion or an appeal while the vote is open, Mr. Ranking Member. You know that.
Well, I know it, but it's not the rules.
We've always, and ladies and gentlemen, I understand your position. Understand you making a stance in the Homeland Security Committee.
We're just making a
This
stance
is-
for you to follow the rules.
Historically and traditionally, this committee and every committee I've served on has kept votes open when you have an unscheduled procedural vote. to allow members to return to the chamber and cast a vote.
Mr. Chairman?
This happens if we're in the majority or you're in the majority. It's ideologically, appropriate from either perspective to allow your members to return to the chamber. And it's certainly the historical and traditional means by which we deal with unscheduled procedural votes.
Mr. Chairman?
Who was that, please? Mr. Brashear.
Yeah, point of order, or parliamentary inquiry, I would put it to you, but I would put it to the Democrat opposition also, is I would love for someone to point out where the rules say that you, as chairman of a committee, do not have the discretion over this matter. The accusation that the rules are being violated, but yet where is it in the rules that does not give the chairman the allowance of the discretion to make this decision?
Mr. Brashear yields. Mr. Clerk, how is Mr. McKenzie recorded?
Mr. McKenzie has not yet been recorded.
Aye.
Mr. McKenzie votes aye.
Wait on one more. Okay.
Mr. Mr. McCall has not been recorded. Mr. McCall votes aye.
Clerk will record a tally.
Mr. Chairman, on that vote, there were 15 ayes and 14 noes.
The motion to table has succeeded, and the chair recognizes Mr. Magaziner for questioning. You have a motion, I'm sorry. Mr. Magaziner, you have a motion?
No, I'll proceed with
The
my...
gentleman withdraws his intention. Mr. Garbarino?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the witnesses for being here. I'm sorry that you're experiencing this